What up? This is the Black Brewers Podcast, back again here at the Dabbler Depot as usual. My name is Anthony.
My name is Amari Stoudemire.
Stat.
I feel like a papaya today because all I've been eating is fruit and grapes and stuff, so I'm Phillip, though. Hey.
I'm manifesting my Lakeith Stanfield, but also go by Quan.
I like that.
Quan.
Lakeith.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back. How y'all feeling?
You know, it was a long day. Had a trying day with line cleaning, but it's been good. It's a good day.
Cool.
I'm hungry. Yeah.
Hungry?
I'm hungry. I want some trail mix or something.
You just ate a big bowl of pistachios.
I did.
Sure did.
Big cup.
But like most of that shell, so you know, I need more.
So what fruits will that consist of?
I did get a papaya yesterday. I didn't realize that a whole papaya that shit's big as a football.
Yeah.
It's twice as heavy. So I'm gonna dig into that tonight. I'm gonna have some more grapes. I got some strawberries in the fridge, pineapples, and then we got some dates too. Dates with dates are delicious.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we gonna grade into cracking into some trail mix too, because I stay with trail mix. It's delicious. So that's what's on the menu tonight.
Do you mix your trails?
You know, I do, but as long as they're unsalted.
Got it.
Yeah, no salty trails, man. I stay away from the salty trails.
Cool. Welcome, Quan. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here. This is a cool, amazing thing that you're all doing. So have the opportunity to be here and sit down with y'all again. You know, it's dope. It's cool. It's a vibe. I never thought I'd be sitting here, but glad to be here, y'all.
You know, I don't blame you, bro, because you said you was in Andover, so I completely understand why you needed to come see us,
bro,
and just regenerate your energy feels from it's draining over there.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you know, look around, catch a vibe, podcast, all the nature and the things around you. Tend to get that clarity to come here and, you know, have some conversations.
Got it.
I hear that. For those who may not have seen our season 2 episode with you on there, you want to tell them where you are hailing from and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a sales rep at 56 Brewing. Been there for about 2 years. You know, it's been amazing. I started in the tap room, started doing some distribution, tastings. You know, a year later, I was in sales, and I actually just hit my first year in sales on the 15th.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been dope. Been able to see the numbers and doing a damn good job.
We out here. We out here.
So you say you moving units, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, you know, one day at a time, you know, trying to get the flex on.
You over there like Pusha. I put numbers on the board.
Yeah, in some sorts. Yeah, man. It's been a vibe.
Moving ounces and stuff. I see you, dog. Okay.
Well, welcome again. We are definitely glad to have you on the show.
Oh, yeah. And you're welcome anytime. You already know that.
Thank you for bringing this wonderful array of beers from the good folks over at 56. Sipping on some of this throughout the show.
More sugars, more spices. It's always nice.
Hell yes.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Indeed. So what you got here, man? You want to tell us what you brought?
Yeah, so I brought a little array, some of the cores, one of the Minnesota Goodbyes, our new release, our second to last release, and then Hidden Figures. It's actually our women's brew. So we had about 25 ladies come to the tap room. Collab with a local artist to make the design. $1 of each 4-pack, $1 of each beer. It's going to go to Pink Boot Society to raise
there you go.
awareness for the female brewers in the community. And, you know, we had a release party and, you know, just trying to, you know, stay in the community. Whole thing is crafting the community one beer at a time. So, you know, within, you know, doing the women's brew. We also got collab with MCEA coming up next with Public Access. Collab with Outfront. A lot of fun things in the works that you'll start seeing again, you know, within, you know, what we've been doing recently. So
hopefully a collab with the Black Brewers Podcast.
I would love that vibe. Message. Man.
No, speaking of women brewers, we literally just last week had Bree and E, the only 2 black women brewers on the show talking about International Women's Day and just chatting it up with us. Shout out Bree at Modest, E at Clutch. Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's amazing. I love seeing like some female black brewers over there. I think that's it's rare. You know, you don't really see that a lot.
They're the only 2 in the state.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Pump those numbers up.
I remember I was talking to one of my old managers at the jail job I used to work at, and I ended up meeting one of her friends who was opening up a brewery over in Chicago, but trying to find a black brewer that he wanted to, you know, work with as a business was hard to find. So,
yeah,
you know, it's amazing seeing, you know, not only males but females too, you know, be in that role.
Definitely. Well, shit. We got a little bit to cover. I mean, it's been a while. Phill, you're using the sunny Mexican sun. I don't know if we touched on it at all since you've been back, but
not too much, man. But my body got to feed off the Aztec and Mayan sun that beat on the back of my neck and my chest. I got to feel those rays. I got to see Chichen Itza for the first time. That was
nice,
captivating. Man, the Mayans was quite the engineers. I say that.
Yeah,
they really were, man. The way they designed all the architecture for specific reasons that created specific results for the time. Because for us, we deem ourselves such advanced society, but when you think about it, these guys didn't have the distractions that we have. So in a sense, I feel like it makes me feel theirs was a little bit more advanced than ours. Just simply because everybody it was just dedicated to what they was on.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? They had time.
Distraction.
There was literally a month where they just had time to just contemplate.
Yeah,
dedicated to just contemplation. So when you think about that, it really tells me that while we have these metals and techs and these systems in place, what's really more advanced, the mind or you know what I mean? Like what's real technology, like advancement of the mind or the environment around you? Like, and clearly these guys was able to derive things from the earth and be one with the earth as opposed to in opposition to the earth as we are now. So that just put my mind in quite some series of thought, and it just made me realize, maybe we ain't as advanced as we think we is. So I'll say it as that. However, I was in Playa del Carmen.
That's down on the Yucatan, right?
It's on the Yucatan. Okay. It's right in between, smack dab in between south of Cancun and north of Tulum. Okay. So it's an hour from each. So if we're an hour south from Cancun and an hour north of Tulum, right in the middle, perfect zone. That water was looking crystal blue like Jolly Ranchers. It was just looking like, it was just looking gorgeous, just looking nutty, man.
Was it the blue raspberry?
It was the blue raspberry, man. Nice. Yeah, blue raspberry Jolly Rancher just looking crystalline, crazy. It just blows my mind. Like when I was flying over it, coming in, it was just taking my breath away. Just how it's just crazy. This water can get like that. Like out here the lakes is murky.
Hey, on some real shit, Lake Pulaski is actually crystal clear if you ever make it out there.
Aside from Lake Pulaski,
where's Lake Pulaski?
Yeah, where is that?
I think it's out west.
Northwest?
West Metro.
Okay.
West Metro, huh?
Out west though.
You said Lake Pulaski?
Yeah.
Got you.
That's close. That's real close to Placid. And, we all know what happened in Lake Placid. So I don't know. But aside from the water, and the sea, ocean breeze, and the air that you got to smell as we traverse the streets, it's real safe out there. It's cool. We just walked. We stayed at an Airbnb, me and my lady. So we were off a little bit. So we had to walk to the beach. So, but that put us in prime real estate and prime vicinity of all the delicious local nooks and crannies of food. And I tell you this, man, Al Pastor out there got ate up like mosquitoes do your skin on a fiery night outside when it's moist out. It's crazy, dude. Like I'll tell you, the food out there was blowing my mind away. I went to this one seafood spot where I had a whole ass red snapper. Shona got the octopus de pulpo, and I've never had octopus until this trip, and it was octacular. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Scale of 1 to 10.
Man, 1 to 10, at 18.
18.
88. 88. Nice. It was doing numbers. It made my mouth. We ate so much that we got too full. Like, cause you ever go to a menu and you see a restaurant, you go to a restaurant, you see a menu and you like, well, it's Valentine's Day, so we're gonna break some bread today. I knew that, so I'm not even trying to be cheap. So I just kept seeing things I wanted to eat, and I kept ordering it, and it got to the point where it got a little gluttonous, but it was good for you. It did. It got a little extra. Like I probably should have took the fish home, but we didn't want to keep carrying nothing with us.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna really warm it up. Like,
right.
Especially if you have to, you ain't at home or nothing.
Right.
But
it
anyway,
ain't gonna taste the same.
It's not. Like fresh off the grill, that mystical grill they cooked the food on was. I don't know what they did. They must have had like an ordained priest come over and bless it and shake it with whatever they had, man. Because that whatever came off of that just blew my mouth off. So I had to go collect my mouth, and it took a day to get that together. But it was a beautiful trip. We got to go dive into a cenote. There was this little resort we stayed off aside from the Airbnb that we went to, where we got to just have this whole resort that just opened up. So we ended up being the only ones there. So we had an entire resort that was that had its own private cenote in there. breathtaking. Jumped off the cliff into the crisp waters of that
Nice.
because the cenotes come from asteroids that fell in the earth and created holes based off the geometry of the area. So that's why there's in that zone on the Yucatan there's just a plethora of cenotes. So we was jumping off from old asteroid collision holes that have water in them and eating good. And it was just nice, man. It's just good. I recommend, if you're getting tired or you feeling down in the winter, go take a trip, man. Prepare yourself to take a trip in the wintertime, especially if you live up here in the north where it just gets cold and snowy and gray,
dark all the time.
Dark all damn day.
And seasonal depression is a real thing.
It is.
It's a real thing.
Really is,
I would advise to incorporate a trip to avoid that, to alleviate that, because it really did a lot for me. Because last winter I was not feeling so hot around this time, and I was like, we just gonna skip the last half of February, and then I'm not coming back till March.
Yeah.
And
How long were you in Mexico?
I was there for 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Take trips. Take long trips. Don't worry about, oh, you're gone. Don't worry about work. Don't worry about people sitting here trying to hinder you from going the amount of time you want to go. I feel like in America there's a culture with that. People always, it's funny because I would tell people what I was doing, where I was gone, or how long I was gone, or come back, and I couldn't help but hear a tone of salt in their voice when I would bring it up. But it's all about how you choose to maneuver yourself and position yourself. So they could have did it too, but they didn't.
I got a question. Did the cooks shake it fast and watch themselves when they gave you the food?
No, what they did was they got the chopping and I got the slopping.
I just said that because you said mystical.
I was like, where we going?
Y'all didn't get that one.
I already
shook it fast.
understood the lyric. Man, some of them places that we went to though, like we passed them a couple times. We're like, man, that's looking good in there. It's kind of a spot. Maybe some people, because it's not looking like a Denny's, they think like, I don't know. But we pulled up and it ended up being the best spots. Those would be the best spots you go into. Like the food, there'd be food trucks, carts where they're pressing up fresh tortillas as they're cooking on the meat. And they're
Hell yeah.
Man,
fresh tortilla made there. There were some places where it felt like we was kicking it at my uncle's crib, and he was like, "What you want, nephew? You want some more pastor? Okay." And he get busy with it, man. Man, food out there. Man, I ate good out there.
The hole
fresh
in the
pineapple.
walls.
Pineapple was looking gorgeous.
Hell yeah.
You ever seen a pineapple that look like Beyonce?
No,
man.
You ever seen a pineapple look like Megan Good?
No.
You ever seen a pineapple that look like Naturi Naughton?
No.
Okay, man, that's exactly what
know
that
that
pineapple
last
was
one
looking
is.
like.
Notori. Ooh.
Naturi Naughton. She was a ghost's wife in
Tasha.
Power. Tasha.
Gotcha.
Bad.
Still don't know who
Anyways,
that is.
Yeah, she was just on Breakfast Club.
Yeah. She used to
Yeah,
be in, what was the group name back in the day? Was it Black?
Oh yeah.
Was it Black? She was in Black? Or
No, it was.
Still
it was
don't know
what
who that
time?
is.
It was
R&B group in the 90s.
R&B. What is
702.
Yep.
702.
Pineapples,
702.
the pineapples is
Yeah.
looking like that.
Yeah, man, that pineapple, and then you cut it up. I was eating fresh pineapple every day, fresh naranja from the local market down the street. Man, it was good, bro. Food was good, and then it eventually got to the point where the pina coladas, we stopped going to the restaurants and just started making them at the Airbnb.
Nice.
And and man, it was a great time. I can't wait to leave again.
Shit, sounds like it. Goddamn.
Can't wait to go somewhere else nice, man. We're thinking Thailand next. I don't know, who knows. I'll let y'all know.
Good food, good scenery, good people. It sounds great.
It was a blessing, man. I felt nice. It was just views was good. Time was nice. It was. People tend to, when they go on trips, they don't go long enough. And you ever go on a trip where it's like, he's like, oh, okay, I just got settled in from the flight and all that to travel, and then you're like, all right, and then it takes a couple days to settle in, and then maybe you get a day, and then you realize like, oh man, I'm gonna have to leave in a couple days.
Yeah, some of us don't got bread like that.
Yeah.
Bro.
It ain't about it's not about the bread, bro. It's not about the bread, bro.
It literally is.
It's about the it's not though. So because like you don't gotta make a bunch of bread. It's just about how you use your bread and where you put your bread and how you, like I said, if you position yourself.
Plane tickets are expensive.
Yeah.
They can be, but like I
Plane
said,
tickets
if you
are
time out
expensive.
your plane
Rent
tickets
is
right,
expensive.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
look, it's all
But if
gonna
you
cost
go
money.
the time you went, I think it works out, to save some money too.
Yeah.
That's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. If you put in the work, you can put the bread together. But like also, it's about how you where you choose to spend it and how you what avenues you take to get the flights and stuff. You could really finesse it into where you're not spending a whole goat shit load. You know what I mean? So I would just go by like that. But you gotta move smart. You can't just be don't get the first flight you see. Just pay attention, peep, know what days to book the flight, know where to go and find where you want to stay, and then be mindful of where you spend your money on where you eat. But in Mexico, you don't got to spend a whole lot to get a whole lot of flavor. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, what's that currency equivalent to in
pesos?
States?
About 90 pesos. 90 to 100 pesos is $5. So depending on where you go, like some places are more tourist heavy, and so you're gonna they just charge you in dollars. But some places like I said, we stayed off of that area. We were able to catch the regular local prices and kick it with the homies.
Nice.
So
we was able to catch the reasonable prices. So it really wasn't smacking up my pockets too much. But like you said, if you prepare correctly, you put a little extra work in to get it right, you keep it tight.
Speaking of dollars,
Sounds great.
we got some local hip hop shows coming. We're not local. Some acts coming here very soon. You want to talk about
Acts
Greg?
coming locally.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
you
we got a couple, you know what I mean, some dollars, some a little bit more up my lane. We got Wiz Khalifa April 17th, Smokers Club kind of tour he's got going on with some friends.
ain't Joey Badass gonna be there?
Joey Badass
Nice.
will be on that one.
Chevy Woods.
Don't do Chevy like that, man.
I'm telling you, he's coming, man.
But
I
you
wanted
said
people
it-
to know.
You said it. Oh, okay.
I said Chevy Woods.
Gotcha. That's the third time I heard his name today, and I'm like, what's happening?
Does Wiz got a new album out, or is he promoting a new album?
Wiz just be putting out singles.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
single
putting out
artist these
singles,
days. You don't need to put out an album like that.
Well,
I
he's
was
on
just
that.
curious.
He's on that remix. Those dudes who made that Whisper song.
Oh, you talking about
He's on the remix. And then I hit him with the.
He's on the remix to
that
that song.
He's on the remix.
Is it good? How was his verse?
It's regular. He doesn't do the sound.
Wiz Crumple had that.
And it's on like a EDM beat, so it's far left from the original song, but it's cool. And then I rock with Wiz. He's gonna be at the Armory.
Nice.
Good time at the Armory if you've never been.
It's a nice venue.
Yeah,
Well, Armory is a good venue though. I like that venue.
it's cool. And
I'm
they
a
do
fan.
boxing matches.
Yeah.
They do all
Yeah.
sorts of.
Oh, they
different
do
stuff,
boxing matches
Yeah.
too, huh?
Yeah.
They do all sorts of different.
MMA,
Wow.
all types of stuff.
I think I caught I caught a Sting and Shaggy there together on tour.
Together.
Together.
Together on
Together.
tour.
Okay.
Together.
Sting and Shaggy.
You go. You would hear like it wasn't me. Oh, here's the and then you go Roxanne. And I thought I was in. I was like, that's when I knew
That's
something.
an interesting show.
That's when I knew we shifted into alternate timelines. That's when I knew. Was when
Sting
I went to that
and
show.
Shaggy.
They got an album
That's
out together,
together
bro.
with a
They
badge
did a
of
whole
honor.
album.
I did not know that.
Straight up, look up the album, man. They did a whole one together. They went on a whole tour.
That just sounds.
I'm gonna look
so,
it up right now.
That just sounds like two artists that
You're
I
telling
just
me,
would
man.
never imagine
Polar opposites.
working together.
I know.
I don't know.
I
It
know.
just sounds different, I guess.
Who else?
Shout
we
out to
got?
Mark Schwann. Thanks for taking me there, bro.
Yeah.
Who else
they
we
did.
got coming?
We got some of your favorites coming up. We got Wu-Tang and Nas.
Why you say it like that?
NY State of Mind. I mean, hey, I love Wu-Tang and I do love Nas, but neither
classic,
of them
man.
are are near my favorites. I'd say maybe top 10s.
Yeah.
For me,
They
but
nasty, man.
Nas
Ghostface.
is my favorite rapper of all time. Wu-Tang is my second favorite group of all time.
Who's your first?
Outkast.
Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Outkast.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't really argue with that. And Wu-Tang is dope live, especially. I don't know if they're
seen
gonna
it.
are they
Yes.
gonna have everybody. Or?
Yeah, they do real good bit. They pull up when they pull up as Wu-Tang. Last time they came here, I got to see them with Ramsey, and they was all there.
First
bro.
Avenue, right?
Yeah,
Everyone was
not
there?
at First Avenue. Was at Armory.
Oh yeah, that's
Everyone
right.
except for ODB.
ODB.
obviously.
But
Yeah,
ODB's
right,
son was
right.
there though.
Yeah.
His son looked just like
Yeah.
him. So
dope.
you blink your eyes a little bit and you get a couple
Young
drinks
Dirty
and you man, it's
Bastard.
ODB. He sounds just like him. It was good, but they ordered a vegan East actually when they came out. They all eat vegan up there. They not fucking off and missing shows. They handling their business.
Well, they had some beef for a little bit where it was like some of them weren't trying to be performing with other ones. So there was a good 10-year period where they weren't doing shows.
was that
all
reason?
as one.
The RZA.
Probably money.
It was
Oh, the
it
RZA,
was
yeah.
the RZA. If you watched Wu-Tang, like the documentary of Mice and Men, or if you watched the Hulu series they got,
Yeah.
RZA when they all came up together, they family, friends, whatever. But when they first got their record deal, they all signed for 5 years with RZA and Power, his brother, and Divine, and they didn't get no money. Literally, they didn't get any money.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And so years later, they were, royalties, they were like, hey, we should be, and RZA and his brother was like, nah, fam. And it was a big divide.
That's my check.
Huh?
He said that's my check.
Yeah.
So when did they make amends and everything? I remember they released an album like 5 years ago or something like that, right?
It was like
Forever?
6. No, not Wu-Tang Forever. It was
No, that was
that the one that was the single one that what's his name?
8 Diagrams. That's what it was. That was their last album, 8 Diagrams. But so Ghostface fell out with RZA over them selling that one album they did to that I can't remember
Martin
his name.
Shkreli.
Yeah.
Piece of
Who
shit.
bought that the album for like $1 million?
Pharma Bro. That's him.
Yep. You gonna bump up the price of insulin.
But you know, they came back together. The guys is doing their thing, and shouts out to them.
Cool.
Hey, that's good though.
Oh.
That's real manhood when you can get back after falling out like that. You know, you can reconcile and forgive and.
I'm sure that
Maybe make
reconcile was
amends.
needed. Their pockets was probably getting dry.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, when you grow up together, like money should never. It does, but it should never come between real brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It like it comes and goes. It comes and goes. So
Money does,
you know,
but it's a lot of on principle. Like, what
True.
you think, this
Ego
whole time,
principle.
What you think we wasn't gonna notice the dollars missing? Like,
Hey, we'll see what y'all say when I pull up in that lamb.
But it was. But I will give RZA this. I will give the RZA this though. He was smart in how he got them all on different labels to get them money. They just never got anything from the first Wu-Tang album.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, you know, they were the first. It was the first time you had a group signed to different labels, where you had like Old Dirty on Arista and not the RZA, but Meth on Def Jam, and they all were on different labels. So that was like they changed the game really.
Right.
that's a smart move.
I didn't know they were signed to all different labels.
It was like
It was a plan. It was a plan. He planned it out like that.
That's a smart move though, because sometimes labels, when you have multiple artists on the same label, they'll put more attention towards a certain artist, whichever one's more popping at the time.
Yeah,
definitely.
And so when you can divide up the labels, you can get all the same money, if not more.
Yeah, the RZA's a genius.
Kind of a veer off.
Genius.
They kind of. I heard this thing about ASAP Rocky being the new age Wu-Tang. That's something that you would agree with or disagree with?
Ooh, I mean, they're all signed to Sony BMI under ASAP, but I would say it's similar in the aspect that he took an opportunity that he had with Sony BMI and then he created his own label and then put all his homies on his old label. So it's it's similar in that aspect because eventually a lot of the guys from Wu-Tang kind of did a similar sort of thing.
My take on that is ASAP is ASAP. You can never do something that somebody did. It's like saying LeBron's the new Jordan. No. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's their own people. Now you can take what they did and expound upon it and use it as a template. But I personally refrain from saying this person is the new this.
Okay, got you.
And I think it was in Sony's RCA. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but I'll give ASAP credit for just like putting on his homies, because like with ASAP coming up, then there's Ferg, and then there was 12E. But ASAP Ant right now is.
I would say
a lot. Ant is nice, man.
I would say the closest to that, in my opinion, is Griselda.
Yeah,
Big time.
I can
Griselda.
I can see that for sure.
I've only heard one album for Griselda. I need to look at more.
Which one? Which one did you hear?
Couldn't even tell you. I heard about Griselda from my roommate. I was late to the game.
Honestly, bro, all of them dudes on there is
Fire.
nice, bro.
Oh,
38
yeah,
Spesh,
West Side Gun.
West Side Gun. I mean, West Side Gun run. That's his stuff. You got Benny. You got Conway the Machine. You got Rome Streets is on there. Rome Streets is nice, bro.
I actually haven't heard of Ron Streets.
Rome, look him up, man.
Nice.
Look, man, you want to think about a guy who can tie knots with bars, bro. This man is gritty street poetry,
Definitely
bro.
nice.
Beautiful bars. I love Rome Streets.
I'm enticed.
But 38 Spesh is nice. So is who else? I'm thinking Flea Lord, man. Flea Lord is cold.
He's
I'm gonna need
he's a
y'all to
beast.
send me like 3 albums each.
We'll
alright?
we'll send a list over.
man.
But then last and not least, we got Detroit's own Photo Doug. He's out.
Hey, he's out.
He's out.
Hey.
Shouts out.
October 26th. Stay out of jail, young man.
Show up to court when they tell you to show up.
Show up
too.
to court, bro. Stop bringing guns and stuff around everywhere.
Move smarter, man.
Yeah, exactly. Just be
Move
cool.
smarter.
Enjoy the blessing that you got as a touring artist, and just get this bag and focus on that.
Yeah.
And leave the dumb shit in the streets. For real.
Leave it to your albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Save it for the music, man.
yeah. You don't have to live your music.
Yeah,
And
that's
make sure when you go on like any one of them what's that the place where they recite their lyrics and tell them what they mean. what's that called? Genius. When you go on Genius, learn from ESTG when you break down your lyrics, bro.
Yeah.
Learn from ESTG.
Speaking of lyrics,
Definitely.
man, is it me or is hip hop the only time where they lose lyrics against you in court?
Yes.
I think
As we
it's
discussed
it's
before.
one of
where
the
else have you
only
seen it?
times, but at the same time, I outside of potentially some country stuff, like I think it's one of the only times in recent history where lyrics actually pertain to actual crimes as well.
I don't know about that, fam. Like, if
You have some examples?
I can't say per se, but I used to listen to a lot of heavy metal.
Yeah.
And they be talking some wild stuff, and I wouldn't put it past some of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
They just
like
ain't
real.
the ones
So what do
getting
you
got.
mean by
They just-
wild?
Killing people, all kind of stuff. Like, if you can get some like death metal and all that stuff, yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there.
So
But
my
people
thing
just say
with
it's
the
death
lyrics,
metal.
my thing with the lyrics is this: if I go in the studio right now, let's say I put on here on the recording, I'm like, yeah, last night caught him on Lake Street, shot him 5 times on Lake in Bloomington or whatever, and then 2 weeks from now, the cops are like, dang, we actually seen the shit, and then they're like, wait, he said that on the podcast?
I mean, that's different
Podcast.
if you actually did it. But like,
Right.
I don't think a lot. This is my personal opinion. I think a lot of, from my era, I can't speak for the new era. From my era, a lot of people talked about stuff that they probably didn't even do none of that stuff, or they from the beginning of hip hop, it was like,
Storytelling, man.
thank you. Like, your mans might have done it, and you just relaying a story or something, you know what I'm saying?
Something
Or
you
you
seen
have
and
a
lived through.
vivid imagination.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
like Slick the Rick childhood story.
yeah, like you
right.
get
Child
what I'm
story.
saying.
Children's
And,
story.
and I know rap changes every 10 years, and you know how we talk about things in the culture changes. But for people to say you said this and you did that, it's like, come on, fam.
Well, now that they're working backwards, so it's like someone like Young Thug, for instance.
Yeah.
He's got a line in one of his songs where he's talking about how they got this and that drugs in the car. We got 4-5 choppers in the car, and we got another car behind us that's following us with choppers. So when they actually get pulled over and the scenario is the exact that you rapped about,
Well, that's a different story.
well, that's what's happening currently. It's not like they're digging back and being like, oh well, you said it. It's like, no, this lines up almost perfect. It's like you actually were driving in the car with guys behind you with guns. You know what I mean? So I don't. The best thing I can say, if you don't want your lyrics to be used against you, which I don't think is the best way to go, but if you don't, be more like the dude who goes or whatever. Like, don't say nothing.
I mean, it's in all honesty, like,
Don't
you know,
say anything then.
Old school, like, you know, and this is some old school stuff, but you know, real people move in silence. You know what I'm saying? Biggie said it. You know,
If
move in
anything, man,
silence.
be more artful with the descriptions you're doing, so it's not so one-to-one relation.
Or
with
just
what you're
try
saying.
not to do crime, bro. Just try not
Yeah,
to.
try not to do
Just try
that.
not to.
But
Just
if you
try
don't
not
do
to.
that, but look, you can't expect people not to do. But what you can do is, if you're gonna be an artist, be artful. I'm saying be creative with it. Be a little more.
Facts.
You know, just being a few things, man. Just moving around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The car was blue instead of purple.
Don't be like my man in BMF.
Yeah,
talking about the stuff you're doing on wax.
Yeah,
And then you get caught up, then you mad.
Exactly.
Just move a little smarter. That's all.
So today in history, I'm gonna let because Greg found the stat. I'm gonna let you talk about this. This is dope.
I mean, it's just today in history. You know how History Channel does that every day of the year, but apparently, which I did not know until we looked this up, today is the day that Martin Luther King Jr. began the march from Selma to Montgomery. So, just a little, token, March 21st for those who are catching this a little bit later. But yeah, this was, I guess, an important day in history for the civil rights movement.
Selma too, right?
Yeah.
That was a no joke. That march was no joke, man.
For the whole South.
Yeah, exactly.
bro.
For the whole South, for shit, everybody in the world, really.
Here.
So yeah, that was a major moment, and as you can see, you guys can't see this, but in this photo here, you got some white people in there. You got some people. I don't know where they
Bernie
wearing.
Sanders
They
went to that
wearing
one.
Lays. I think Bernie was in there somewhere.
Getting sprayed up, Bernie's.
getting the hose and them German shepherds.
Yeah, John Lewis was there.
Yeah, so it ain't a
Shout
game.
out.
That was
Rest in
almost what? That was 1965.
Yeah.
So
That's not that long ago, by the way.
almost
That really
80
is not,
years
That's
ago?
not that long ago.
Yeah. No, it's one generation.
Anybody who was opposing these cats is still alive today.
Yep.
Y'all probably. Yep.
Speaking of like
Don't forget
generation,
that.
like people,
Ask your grandma.
people get it twisted when they talk about. I'm gonna go somewhere. I don't want to really go too deep into it, but when people talk about slavery was 400 years ago, that was the beginning. Like my grandmother, when she was little, grew up on a sharecropping farm. So that means my great grandmother was born in slavery.
Yeah.
It's not that far off, people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. A lot of great grandmas still kicking
facts.
it today too.
Yeah. That's facts. I mean, you look at the Emmett Till situation, like that lady's still alive.
Hiding somewhere.
She's in hiding. Yeah, she's in hiding because they was trying to
still fighting.
Yeah, they was trying to retroactive that, and so you know.
I mean,
Murder doesn't have a statute of limitations, so it's not even retroactive. It's just
she didn't murder him, but she murdered him with the false allegation.
She opened her mouth and pointed her finger.
It's more like
said,
an involuntary manslaughter sort of situation.
Have y'all seen the new Till movie?
No, not yet.
Nah, bro, I want to see black people kicking ass and being rich, man. That's what I like to watch. I'm gonna be real with you. I like to read and study and analyze all of that. The Emmett Till, believe me, be in the know and make sure I'm of understanding and have a clear knowledge of what that happened. But as far as watching films about it, me personally,
I mean, I guess I like watching film, but I think it's dope for who says like the next generation will like look up this stuff or hear about these information. It's not something that we're taught regularly. So I think an idea of a movie coming out and the new generation being able to see that is something that is rare, where these movies are interesting in that sense, where you can hear that, but you can also learn on your downtime and just see both perspectives for what it's worth.
I think the last movie I saw in that like realm personally was 12 Years a Slave, and I promised myself after that movie I'm serious, I promised myself after that movie I'm never watching something like that again, because again, speaking for me personally, that brings up a lot of trauma. It's like watching
them police snuff videos.
Like I can't do it. I'll read about it, but I can't watch it because it affects me way too much. And I believe we have a collective memory as black people in this country. We have a collective memory of slavery. And it's a lot of trauma that we don't deal with, or we refuse to, or prior generations told us don't talk about it, so for me, I stay away from that stuff. I'm like Phill, I'm trying to stay upbeat and look toward the Afrofuturism. With
that situation though, like real talk, the stress and cortisol levels, that's why we deal with that as a health issue as a black people today with stress and things like that, hypertension. That shit is inherited from our ancestors.
Yes, it is.
That's in our DNA. And so when it comes to reparations, man, people don't put that into account either. That whole when they say, we just give you this much, we got to compound that interest, we got to add this up, we got to also add from the trauma that affects generations upon generations. That's just instilled into our DNA. So it's
that's true. I mean, you hear about the running while laughing thing, like when you run, when everybody, like some black person laughs, they'll run. It's because back when they were slaves, they couldn't laugh in front of the master, so they had to run, hide, and laugh.
No, I never
just
heard
taught
that.
me something new.
I didn't know that either.
Who does that? People do that today?
No, that was back 400 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
But that mean coming into now within how we do on like our I guess motor stuff, within like the nonchalant things you do. Right. You laugh, you tend to move, you run. It's from the racism that happened in the past.
Got it. Oh, speaking of reparations, I was listening to Bomani Jones, and they were talking about reparations in like San Francisco. That stuff's going on right now. And he said a jewel that just kind of resonated with me. He talked about, he's like, people always do a disservice when we talk about reparations, because they always put a dollar amount on what it would cost an American family, right? But we never put a dollar amount on all the civil cases that police brutality put on.
Redlining.
So it's a way to discredit reparations when we talk about it, because every other group in America who had something done to them has had reparations. Now, Native American brothers and sisters, they might not have the best reparations, but they got casinos and land, and they get money. Japanese internment camps, they got paid out. The Germans, still to this day, the Germans is like, yeah, we sorry. And they gonna always say we sorry. But when it comes to us, it's like, we can't afford it. But we send trillions of dollars to other countries, billions of dollars on defense that we don't need. But we get kicked to the curb and told to just deal with it. It's kind of a slap in the face.
We'll get you next time, buddy. We think about you. We'll talk about it.
You're the IOU.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big one.
Just make sure you keep your blinker on, okay?
Speaking of, and also, I don't know if y'all knew, since 1969, during every presidency, there has been, and John Lewis sponsored this, there has been a reparations bill thrown up every single presidency.
Yeah.
And it's the same one from back in the day, and they just be like, nah, we can't do that. We can't afford that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Hey, man. It is what it is out here.
These are the facts, folks.
Gotta keep trying to make changes and strive forward so that, you know, maybe one day things like that can come to fruition.
So as we manifest those, reparations, when you talk, we always talk about within the reparations being, currency. If it's not that, what would it be?
Oh man, land, things of that nature,
land.
Programs to set up for success. But also as far as like the trauma stuff, it's up to us. We got the luxury to heal.
True.
You know what I
True.
mean? We got so many generations to learn from, and we have so much, recorded information that, it's up to us to take a second to breathe, meditate, eat better.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's on us. So
Speaking
mindful of that too.
Speaking of change, this Acre mango green tea, sparkling THC botanical, is fire.
I haven't actually had any yet.
Yeah.
Let me see. We got it empty over there?
I got it empty.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
It's nice, goes down easy. The green tea comes out, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna feel it pretty soon.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so 1-to-1 ratio, 5 milligrams of THC, 5 of CBD. And more just, like you said, refreshing, crisp, it's something where, within those ratios, when you see it, veer into like, a 5 to 15, 25 to, 2.5 or something like that. You can start to notice, either, that dang flavor or that, I don't say oily, but like that finish on the CBD that's in there.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to see what that looks like and, expand, as I'm trying more and just seeing, how I enjoy other ones, how I dislike other ones, and what that means in between. And I like this one, because of that, refreshing and not noticing that I'm getting high, while I'm doing this too.
Yeah, nah, the seltzers are blowing up. It feels like every brewery's got one now, or at least one or two now, and so it's gonna be interesting when they finally
like the legislation.
Open the floodgates. I'm talking full legalization. None of this 5 milligram cap stuff. None of that. We talking recreational marijuana.
Oh, there's a lane for everybody. There's plenty of room over here.
The one thing I do like though in our industry is like it's the Wild West right now, and you can do whatever because it's not like regulated
within reason.
Yes, but like so yes with us. But then I was at a head shop 2 weeks ago, and I found these gummies. And it was 25 in there, and it was 5,000 milligrams. You saw them when I pulled them.
But that was
what brand was that?
But that was like That was like THCO.
No, it was Delta 9, Delta 8, THC 11, and THCP, all mixed together.
What the hell is THCP?
THCP is 30 times stronger than Delta 9.
Nah, bro.
Quote unquote.
I just want flour.
Yeah,
I want
THC.
But some people can't do flour.
That's fine, and that's good for them to have options. That's good for them to have options. But
options are great, but flour.
I want the real deal.
The option.
Yeah, for me, I like the body high. If I smoke weed, I'm sitting in the closet like Smokey in a chicken coop.
Yeah,
straight up.
I think when I go with flour, I'm just more it's like kitchen vibe at home, just relaxing. Within the cartridges, I feel like I can maneuver and stay a little bit. I can stay on my toes, and go about my day.
You're not just walking around in the cloud.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But everybody's different. Everybody has their preferred method, and there's no right or wrong way
to
consume cannabis.
That's why
true.
It's
all a vibe.
Because there's a plethora of ways to get THC in the body. You get some chapstick going, you get some body rubs, you get some soaps. You can rock it however you need. There's options. Eye drops.
Hell yeah.
Shampoo.
They got eye drops?
Yep. They got tinctures and stuff.
I know about tinctures. I'm like, eye drops. Ooh,
I will say that people definitely, because they are coming out with all these different variants of the THC compound, the chemical compound, and all that stuff. Do your research, because some of these are stronger in different ways. Some of these have
affect you differently.
Exactly. Some of these have different effects to them, and so if you see something like what you were just talking about, do your research, because you might get into something that you not trying to get in.
Yeah. When I got those, I ate a quarter first because
Smart move.
Yeah, I mean, like it was 25 milligrams to 1, and it's got like 4 different THC strains, like and they're all one. I think they're all the THC 9, 8, whatever. I think they're all one chemical off.
Yeah.
Or one molecule.
They take one of the molecules and replace it with something else. And
Well, man,
so it's interesting science.
It'd be nice to have old trusty flower man in here because I know exactly what's going on with that. Came from the earth.
But also, would love to see more of us in the business.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure that happens.
That's for sure. I want to see more.
Less farmer bros and THC.
Exactly. Farmer roles. Exactly.
Less of that ilk. Less lawyer cast.
It's millions of us in jail still for cannabis from the 80s.
We need an initiative to, if you're going to open up any type of dispensary or THC distribution, you need to hire a certain amount of people who actually had, people of color, but also more so people who have faced charges who want to be in there.
And they still won't retroactively knock off. They keep talking about, hey, we're going to go back. And it's like, nah.
Isn't it like once you 5th degree or higher, you can't?
Yeah, some states have gone back and let folks out.
Yeah, but nationally.
Nationally.
It's been talked about for the last 8 since Obama was his second run about going back, and people who got like 500 years for like a pound of weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To retroactively let them out and expunge some of that stuff.
You're gonna sit on that Birmingham chain gang for 40 years.
But mind you, for us to get rid of that means they would have to, the jails would have to lower their capacity mandates. There's jails that you have to have a mandatory capacity rate, otherwise they charge the state. So, we got to talk about that.
True.
If you're going to do that, you're going to have to talk about that.
For-profit prisons, definitely. CCP.
It's a little funny how that works.
All kind of stuff, but yeah.
That goes back to the trauma thing too.
Yep.
Which is why I'm glad that we're able to get back into our mental health segment.
Yeah.
Because we skipped it a couple weeks. I mean, I know we usually do our own thing. And Quan, if you're not familiar, usually in the episode towards the end, we talk about where we're at mentally. We talk about where we want to improve mentally, and and just go from there. But I feel like we haven't done it in a few weeks, maybe in a month, because Phill was gone, and then we were doing interview episodes,
guests and all that.
Yeah, so
that's cool. That's cool. I love that. You don't really get to express mental health as a black man in this society. It's very rare. Where that's a cool thing that you do. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're trying to make that a thing for sure.
So speaking of which, my mental health the last couple of weeks up until this week wasn't so great. I was having a rough time. There has been a shortage on ADHD meds, and I was didn't have them for 2 weeks, and it really affected me. I was super scatterbrained, really couldn't concentrate on a lot of stuff. And, I know a lot of people out there go through the same thing, and, we just got to keep it moving. But I wasn't in the greatest mental space, and finally getting back to myself. And it feels good to be able to concentrate, able to have my thoughts not race, able to just sit and relax. Because being off, I was super anxious. I couldn't do anything. It just felt weird. And trying to put it in words is hard, unless if put it that way. But it's been better. I'm glad I got my meds, and we need to keep talking about therapy. We need to keep talking about having safe spaces for black men to be vulnerable. We're as you said, Quan, we're not allowed, societal wise, to be fully human. I always say it's like, oh, you're the angry black man. Oh, you're overly emotional. Oh, by people in our community, oh, you're a punk or this or that. And it's like, no, I'm a human being. I have feelings. I have emotions, and I go through the gamut of them sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Real deal, man.
I like that you put in too, because it's external as far as community stuff like that, but then it's also internal too, because a lot of people out here are on that, oh, you a punk, or oh, you this or you that, just because you're expressing your emotions. And so I appreciate that you threw that part in there at the end as well.
How about you guys? How y'all doing? How you been doing?
With that top piece, man. How you doing?
I'm saying it's been I think up and down, within trying to get everything set to move. A lot of bills came up, and there's a goal that you want to live like no one else today, so you can live like no one else tomorrow.
I like that.
You know, and I mean, where I'm at now is a lot more stability than I had growing up, but at the same time, it's the stepping stones that gets you to that point. And I think that's something that's just been battling me, whether it's, you know, emotionally, physically, or mentally, you know, spiritually. It's just been a process where, you know, I think taking that time to, you know, find that different way that you can express yourself and find that outlet is amazing, you know, whether it's, you know, for me, I like to run, like to, you know, practice guitar, even though I'm pretty amateur, you know, play with a dog. Yeah. But it's finding that outlet, and I think, you know, I let that consume me, kind of like, you know, you were kind of expressing, and I also, you know, share that, you know, ADD thing too. So it's not easy, but it's getting better, you know. I see a light, you know, and I'm thankful for the people around me to be able to get to that point without having that breakdown.
Nice. Beautiful to hear, bro.
Yeah, everything else going to work and everything?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, things getting better, man. You know, still smiling, still here, I'm breathing, you know, life is good.
I like that. I definitely like that. Phill, how you feeling, man? I know you coming off to Mexico. You've been back for a couple weeks now. There's no more sun and oceans. How's it going?
We're going to will that sun into existence over here because it's about time. We're due. Minnesota's due. Real deal. But I've been well. You know, just been making small steps towards, you know, getting to my goal. Still focused. Feel good. I feel mentally straight. I feel like, you know, just nice. Been on this fruit fast, cleanse, whatever you want to call it. That's been good. I like to find healthier ways to exist through, you know, what you intake, because what you intake is very important. Yeah. I really can't recommend that enough, to just be mindful of what you put inside your body, because you are what you eat, and that does affect your mood, how you just live and exist, and how you be, and how your body works and processes things, whether it's sickness or anything of that nature. So I always just as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more and more aware of that, just because, just like kind of Quan was brought up, is like just learning from not living like how the people before you have lived, and learning from their mistakes to create a new situation for yourself, and living in an advanced way, just becoming the successors. I always say, like, we exist, this generation, we're supposed to succeed and become and surpass who came from before us. So, and that also means by, you know, my diet, how I live and how I move and what I do to take care of myself. So I really just want to continue to, I am continuing to push forward and create a greater way of doing that. So then, you know, I can pass that along and see how it works on me. I'm the guinea pig for my own life. So, but I've been great. Shit, man, I'm about to move. I'm moving now. So that's just another thing I'm doing to take the step that I need to take to be where I need to be, to go where I'm about to go, and move how I'm about to move. And so there's some other cool things coming down the pipeline too. So I'm on the up. You know, we in the trenches. We focused. We're here for to get to it. So I feel good.
I would say you're moving in your frequency shift.
Yeah, you damn Skippy. Right in there.
Greg, how you feeling?
I'm all right, man. Better. I'm kind of similar with you. I had a lot of just family things going on, some of which I can't talk about on air. You know, we'll just have to talk about that off air. Still haven't talked to my brother. It's been June 26th. I don't know, what did you call that? 9 months?
Yeah.
Long enough.
9 months. So that's one thing that needs to come to a head here pretty soon. I know my mom's getting fed up with that. You know, there ain't no more Easter. There ain't no more none of that. We used to all just come over to the house, hang out. And so that stuff has been lacking for me as far as like family stuff. And that's definitely affected me more so than I initially thought it would.
Yeah.
But outside of that, with work, I got a lot of interesting things coming up that I also can't really talk about quite yet. Not trying to be Mr. Mysterious or anything like that, but from a legal standpoint, gotta kind of wait on that.
He is Mr. Mysterious though.
For now. But but outside of that, man, like as far as like everyday life and as far as like my relationship goes, and my friend group and everything, and with the pod and everything, you know, there's frustrations and stuff here and there, but nothing that you can't overcome. And similar to what Quan was saying, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm living, I'm breathing, and a lot of people aren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people, you know, locked down right now that I know, and I kind of think about stuff like that when I'm having a bad day, or if I like just I'm like, damn, today was hard or something like that. You know, I don't want to always fall back on it could always be worse, because that's not always the healthiest way to approach things.
Sure.
But sometimes it definitely is a healthy way when you realize that you are blessed and you got things going on for you. You got people around you that love you and care for you. And then, you know, there's a lot of people that don't. And so life could be a lot worse. It could also be a lot better, but we're on the upward trend right now. And so I got to figure out a couple little personal things that I got going on as far as family and stuff like that goes. But as far as everyday life, as far as work goes, as far as my immediate friends and family, or not family, but immediate friends in my immediate relationship, and yeah, I couldn't really ask for too much more. So
yeah, I love how you said that.
Yeah. To say like a favorite album by Nas, Life is Good.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is good.
Cheers,
we living, we breathing, out here doing our thing. We podding, so you know, it's lit. Hell yeah, and we we got season 3 coming to a conclusion here pretty soon. Season 4 on its way, well on its way.
Yeah.
Sheesh. And a couple other pans in the fire.
Yeah.
That again, I don't want to say it's a secretive thing or anything like that, but it's more of like a don't want to put it out there until we know for sure sort of thing. You know, gotta manifest.
Too soon.
Exactly.
Got some stuff boiling.
Yeah, and so
It's on simmer.
exactly, and so shouts out the Brewers Association for the grant situation that they got
Yes,
us. So
yes.
you know, here pretty soon we'll be able to put that to some good use and start leveling up to even the next level from where we are now. So
We will be represented at CBC, Craft Brewers Conference.
Oh yeah.
Out in Nashville
Oh yeah.
in May. I'll be out there for 4 days. So anybody in Nashville, black folks or people who work in the brewery industry, holla at me. Show me the good spots.
Get some Bolton's chicken, bro.
Eat
You
some
need to go to
chicken.
Hattie B's. Hattie B's is like the old original joint, but then Bolton's is what I've heard is like it's also an original, but it's the one that the locals go
Yeah.
to. Hattie B's is like the one that the tourists go to.
Yeah, what is it known for?
Tennessee hot chicken. Yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee hot chicken, and I don't know how you feel about hot stuff. I know you said that you're not super on it.
Oh, you're not big on spicy?
You just got to get the
Had
regular
Olsen's
then,
before.
bro,
Had
because
Olsen's.
Oh, yeah.
even the medium. My guy said even the medium was like he said it damn near ruined his day.
Who's your guy though, man? Who's your what kind of mouth does your guy got?
I mean, you know, he's got a European mouth that,
right then.
that has, but
Start with medium.
But it's traversed the globe though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, it's not some regular motherfucker.
Remember
like
how
that.
we talked about how some things are baked into our DNA?
How what?
Some things are baked into our DNA.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
things ain't though.
Yeah,
A lot of us-
and
a lot
I'm
of us-
looking out for my guy because he said he's got.
You said ulcers, like you can't even fuck with that. You gotta leave that
So,
alone.
listen, man. A lot of us,
Yeah,
a
be
lot
nice.
of a lot of our family grew up on chitlins. Do y'all eat chitlins?
I don't
No.
eat those dookie tubes,
Exactly.
bro. We out the way.
But no,
Exactly.
I'm excited to get out there. My mom's from Memphis, so I'm going to take a trip back to Memphis the first time out there because I'm out there a day early.
you
Go
go.
visit some family. Got some great aunts and cousins I ain't seen in like 15 years. So I'm gonna go out there, go to the old hood my mom grew up in, and I got family out there. Shout out to Pendleton
At
in
the
Memphis.
north or the
Yeah.
south.
It's the south.
South. Hey,
But it's the hood. It's the hood. Pendleton's
stop
the
by. What was that shop that Dolph was at? You gotta get some cookies.
that
Bring them
cookie
back.
shop.
Yeah, Michaela's.
Send it to me.
Bring
I'll
some
check it
cookies
out.
back, man. It's dangerous over there though.
Don't pull
Listen,
up
I
in a
got
camo whip.
family down there, so I'm not worried.
So did Dolph, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I don't move like Dolph either. And I don't have bread on my neck or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Also,
Yeah, that's
it's a
facts.
little different.
Okay. You don't ride camel Porsche down there?
No.
camo C8s or nothing. Yeah, move slow, move quiet. But yeah, eat some chicken, crunch into some crunchy fried chicken for me, man.
Oh, I will get some. I will get some fried chicken, definitely. I just don't know if I'm gonna get the Tennessee hot chicken.
Just get the base fried and then you'll be good to go.
I'm sure
Yep.
it'll be good, bro.
Some
I'm
hush
sure they grind
puppies.
it or something.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, if you can't get I guess hush puppies will suffice.
Fire. That's fire.
And make sure you bring us some back too. I don't care if you got to pack it in a suitcase. What you got to
Yeah,
do?
it'll be all right, man. Once you cook
Bring
it,
it
it'll warm
back.
back
Put
up.
it in a
Kill
bag. Bring it back up.
Okay.
We'll heat
Put
it
it on
back
ice or
up. We good.
All right. Is there anything else y'all want to get into before we end this episode, man?
Hey, I'm spent.
Phill?
Some trail mix.
Quan.
I got mine.
All right, man. I just want to say I love y'all brothers, man. Y'all keep me solid, and I love our friendship. And you know, I think this is just an amazing thing. I just want to keep going.
Hey, love y'all too, man. Big cheers to that. As always, shouts out the Brewers Association, shouts out the Dabbler Depot, and shouts out our good folks over there at On-Site Media.
Yeah.
Arbiter and Dangerous Man as well for always supporting us.
Yeah. And with that, we out. Peace.